$22 billion. A colossal figure that has just detonated on the economic battlefield, sending shockwaves across North America's entire supply chain. What happens when a trade war erupts between the US and Canada, and every dollar in that war hits consumers hard? Let's break it down. It all began with a bombshell from President Trump. 50% tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, totaling a staggering $22 billion. His justification? National security. But Canada wasn't about to sit back and let this slide. Prime Minister Carney retaliated almost instantly, slapping the exact same $22 billion tariff on U.S. goods. The result? The North American economy is now in the middle of a supply chain explosion that no one saw coming. What followed? Immediate and painful consequences. Electric vehicle motors saw prices skyrocket by 12% in just 3 trading sessions. The cost of beer cans, an everyday item for millions, surged as aluminum prices hit $3,500 per ton, the highest since 2022. And in Detroit, pickup truck frames are also feeling the heat. The price hikes are inevitable, and it's not just business owners who are paying the price, it's everyday consumers too. But Canada didn't just roll over. They launched a counterattack that's shaking the US from the inside out. Symmetric tariffs. Carney matched the US with 50% tariffs, hammering everything from EV parts to beer cans, and the pain is being felt everywhere. Green Steel Revolution. Canada is launching a $4.8 billion green steel fund to convert old steel mills into eco-friendly electric arc furnaces, pushing for a cleaner future and cleaner steel that could drive North America's EV industry. Legal action. But Carney isn't stopping there. He's now taken this battle to the World Trade Organization, formally filing a case against the US for scrapping steel and aluminum exemptions. If Japan and South Korea join in, we're looking at a diplomatic and economic nightmare for Washington. Here's where it gets real. Aluminum can costs are soaring. A 25% price increase could have consumers paying higher prices at the checkout counter. Pickup trucks? The $8,000 increase per vehicle is real, and it's not just the automakers who are feeling it. Consumers are going to pay too. The EV market is already reeling. Manufacturers like Tesla, GM, and Rivian are now forced to absorb 70% of these material price hikes, which is shrinking their profit margins at a time when they're already stretched thin. While the US is locked in a tariff war, Canada is using this moment to change the game. With the Green Steel Fund, Canada is upgrading its steel production to be more sustainable. Hydrogen-powered steel, using Quebec's hydroelectric power. This strategic move positions Canada to not only dominate North America's clean steel sector, but also tap into the lucrative EU carbon border levy. But there's a deadline, July 21st. That's the line in the sand. If the US doesn't back down by then, Canada may raise tariffs even further, sending prices soaring and shrinking GDP by as much as 0.8%. The pressure is building, and both sides are facing an economic cliffhanger. So what happens next? Will the US back down and strike a green supply chain deal with Canada? Or will they escalate, dragging industries like lithium, copper, and EV batteries into a full-blown economic disaster? The future of North America's economy is at a crossroads. If tariffs remain, consumers will feel the pinch. But if a deal is struck, green steel could pave the way for a sustainable future. What's your take? Let us know in the comments.